to Chew On, the show that links people, food, and culture whilst giving you a diverse culinary experience. Chew On, the Cook More Challenge is proudly brought to you by the producers of by far the best premium, extra long grain rice on the market, Cook More Rice.
Thousands of chefs and home cooks sent in their audition tapes just for this moment right now. Week by week, we saw them battle it out to grab that top spot. And I'm proud and excited to tell you that we have our top 10. And standing with me right now in the Chew On kitchen is our esteemed judge who came to this exciting new decision. Chef Shingi, welcome.
Thank you, Adriana. It was nice to be with you in the kitchen space.
It was a really tough road, wasn't it?
Yeah, so far it's been quite challenging, and yeah, you know, it's nice to see that we've got the right people that I think deserve to be in the spots that they are. So, yeah.
I'm excited. And today a little bird tells me that I'm not even supposed to be here. Is that true?
So we don't need you today. Unfortunately, you'll be missing out on some of you know, the dishes that we're gonna get up to today. But
I feel like I'm being rejected. But anyway, today is a masterclass. You know, there's always, you learn something new. Our palates are like a dictionary, right? So today you're going to give them little nuggets that you've learned along the road, along your journey in the culinary world.
Yeah.
And I applaud you for that.
Thank you so much.
Without much being said, should we meet our top 10?
Let's invite them.
Please come to the kitchen. Okay, Chef Bernadette, Chef Tanya, Chef Fadzi, Chef Mona Lisa, Chef Carol, Chef Charity, Chef Tafadzwa, Chef Edwin, and Dusted Chef. Welcome once again. I applaud you. So today, as you know, iron sharpens iron. So Chef Shingi here has chucked me out of the kitchen, if you must really know. I've been relegated of my duties today, and he's completely taking over the kitchen to give you all a masterclass. So, Chef, the kitchen is yours.
Thank you, Ariana. You may be excused.
Have fun.
What's up, guys? How are you doing? Are you all right? Yeah, so I'm in your position today, and so you guys can take a seat. I like to see you guys looking all comfortable, which is nice, and not on this end of the island where most times it's always nerves and you know. So today we're gonna have a little bit of some fun. Okay, we've got to spoil for choice with the ingredients that I've picked today as some of the stuff that we're gonna use to sort of spice up our dishes today, and you know, sort of inspire each other on what I think matters the most to me when the topic becomes cooking. Okay, so I want to introduce you to some key elements today. All right, if you have a look at what I've got here, what I've chosen to use today, I want these to shine. Okay, and what are these? Mufushko. What does it look like? Mufushko. Mufushko with madomas, and gosh, this tastes like biltong, except in vegetable form. I promise you, you'll love this, honestly. So I'm gonna let you guys try it before I make use of it, just so you can see, you can feel. If you wanna grab a piece, a full piece, chew on it. If you wanna chew more, you know, if you wanna pass it around, you can share it and tell me what you guys think of the flavors. Tell me what you guys have been missing out on your whole life, because I tell you this, if you haven't had it before, you've definitely been missing out on something.
Tomato is very high content of acid in it, so drying it out is you preserving the flavors in it, so that once you bring it back to life, or when you chew it, you can actually taste the real flavors of something.
You've got more flavor than fresh tomatoes. I picked up a bit of tanginess in them, and a bit of rose thyme.
That's correct. All right, so today I'm gonna prepare for you some fish, and sort of show you how to knock in that flavor and sort of saute it, and then maybe just let it sort of cool down, rest. You know, you always have to make your meat rest when you're done cooking it, okay? Because this is what makes the juice sort of sit in well, okay? So you can imagine if a piece of meat is on a hot surface, all the heat is knocking the juice upwards. Is that not correct? All right, so what happens is when you rest meat, you're letting that juice sort of come down and sort of redistribute, and that piece of meat just becomes more tender, more moist. I'm gonna make some sauce from scratch. My idea of cooking is fresh. Okay, so you'll notice that I won't really do much. I'm a firm believer of less being more, okay? But I will use what's fresh to make it, you know, sort of speak to what my palate wants to experience, because we all appreciate fresh. There's not one person that can say they don't, unless you're a liar, of course. And color, guys, come on. Colors are everything with food. And it's how you make them shine, how you make them sort of add detail to your presentation that we want to sort of explore today. Again, less is more. You don't have to do a lot to make this thing go. And also, I want you guys to understand something, like mixing it up isn't always the best way. Sort of group your elements together when you're presenting, okay? You don't want to sort of mix it all up in there and think just because it looks bright and colorful, it's done. Okay, so we're gonna learn a little bit more on that. Also, one of my favorite elements there is hodzeko. Okay, I love that stuff. I've grown up, I've lived a lot of my life on a farm, so milk is like one of those things that's you know, always available. And that stuff, when we've treated it right, and I can tell you that one is like treated perfectly, is one of those desserts, guys, that is like accustomedly known to be enjoyed in traditional Shona culture. You can only imagine patinorijga isusu tinorijga rine kasadza pasaidi ndizvo handiti idessert iyoyo musaishore handiti tiri kutoti unenge uchikwanisa kutoti uti iwewe, if you're creative enough, you can then elevate that experience and pair it with a whole different bunch of other stuff that can actually bring out, you know, a little bit of exotic feel to your dish, but obviously the ingredients are homegrown and fully Zimbabwean. So we'll play around with that as well. And then majanje. I'm a believer of fruit sauce, guys. Compotes. Who knows what a compote is? You made a coulis, Tanya, and I don't know why you called it that, but it's literally just a fruit sauce. And what you've done is you've reduced the juice in the fruit and let it come down, let it sort of, you know, pair with your sweetening element if you may like. Use some acid to cut in there if you like, so that you can bring that perfect balance of sort of sweet and, you know, tangy on a little bit of a sour note. And yeah, that's something that's gonna shine in one of our dishes today. You know, my favorite nuts of all time, Mobola nuts. These will obviously be featuring. And yeah, some Cookmore rice. You know, that's got to be in there too.
The kitchen runs on love, laughter, and a whole bunch of creative recipes. Well, someone once said, happiness is heading home after a long time away. It's not that long, really. In my kitchen, there exists an infinite number of choices, but I keep choosing one, and it always feels right. With a partner that shares a passion for cooking, you will get more in every drop. When I'm here, cooking is absolutely love. It's just such a creative outlet for me, knowing that I'm creating a healthy, tasty meal for the ones I love. It's as if I'm one with the universe. The happiness and love I see in him creates memorable emotions, making me feel more in love with cooking. That look is just priceless. I can never get used to it. It's these moments that bring love and joy in my home, and I would give anything to pass it down to the next generation. Cook more. Bring out the chef in you.
I've got my fish out of the fridge, okay? I'm gonna get my water started so I can do my rice, okay? Get my starches going, and then I will get into making the sauce. But I want you to actually have a go and sort of begin to start feeling what flavors you can get from this time. So you'll pick up a lot of sweetness, and yeah, you'll pick up a little bit of a strong savory flavor. Can I just ask the dusted chef, if you don't mind, kuti ungonita sort fish yangu yakanaka here yakaparwa here ine panenge ichida kungoni konzi yakachena pepe. Please just come and do the honors for us, if you don't mind. Okay, takusa rice. Okay, so my water is boiling away. Okay, I don't measure, I just wing it. It's also because I trust this rice so much. I've used it quite a few times. So, you know, I will not measure. It's all in the head by now. Okay. Kurunga man. So just a touch of oil, okay? And then I'm gonna season it with some salt, okay? You don't wanna ever cook rice without seasoning it, okay? So that's something we all know, right? Now I wanna inform you guys that this goes for sadza too, okay? So in the future, when you're cooking sadza, please do not cook sadza without seasoning it, okay? Because it does not work. It's almost like the same effect you get from cooking rice without seasoning. What is this? Rosemary. We all know what this tastes like, smells like. The composition of this thing has got some essential oils in the leaves that are bursting with flavor, okay? Or waiting to burst with flavor. I say waiting because if you use it as is, you might not get enough out of it, okay? So you wanna get that sort of, I'll put this here so everyone can see, and sort of like bruise it, okay? Rub it against the grain there of the leaves, and trust me, this is totally different to this. You want to pass this around and sort of see what I'm trying to say. Okay, so those oils have been agitated, those leaves have been agitated, and I've knocked some flavor, a world of flavor out of that leaves that have been bruised, okay? Dusted, thank you so much. I appreciate you, my man. And this looks clean, it looks lovely. Well done. Treatment is the next thing I want to tell you guys about, okay? That is always important for me. We're gonna treat this lovely piece of fish the best way possible, show some love. I'm scoring it deeply, sort of parallel in a diagonal way across the face of the flesh there. And this is gonna help me knock in that flavor that I want to sort of get in there without wasting any more time. When getting into that scoring. And if you want, okay, you can sort of do a light sort of diagonal on the opposite end just to get in a little bit more of that flavor depth into your piece of meat there. So I'm gonna start this guy off. Some oil. Okay, enough. Okay, that rosemary that I'm trying to use to get into this fish is going to be tossed into that oil so that the flavor actually comes from that oil that's going to be cooking my fish too. So any meat is going to be nothing without sauce. Firm believer that you always need sauce for any meat. Okay, Tanya, can I please ask you to wash these for me, please? Cheers, buddy. Okay, my oil is sort of coming to a heat. Okay, once more, just as I've shown you there, I'm gonna give this guy a light bruise. Okay. Oh, just listen to that sound. That is flavor, that's the sound of flavor. This is how you've got to imagine this. This should be music to your ears, guys. Right, okay, so I've got that flavor going in there. Just want to lightly sort of salt my fish. All right, okay, turn it around. Give it a little bit more on the other side. All right. Okay. Sort of whack that around. Have a look, guys. What do you think? Already you can just imagine what that's going to do to my fish here. And I've done sort of nothing, but just know that I don't want to waste an opportunity at all to, you know, sort of get flavors knocked into whatever it is that I'm cooking. Oh, that sound. Okay, thanks, Tanya. Okay. Okay, while that's going, what we're gonna do is we're gonna prepare a rub, okay? We're gonna take another step, guys. So this is just a process that we, okay, so reverse searing is starting it in the oven and then bring it out like this. I wanna start it in the pan and then take it back into the oven so that it can finish away nice and slow, keep those moisture levels calm, and also what happens when you do put it in the oven, you know, that effect that we're talking about where the high heat from the bottom makes those moistures rise is gonna be a little bit more controlled, okay? So oven, to finish this off, oh, it's going away quite nicely. I quite like that. Okay. Again, use every opportunity, guys, to just knock in some of that flavor. And just make sure that you've sort of, you know, been taking it step by step and just being conscious of the fact that you're actually just trying to always be aware of which part of the cooking process you actually are.
Transform your kitchen in less time, less stress, at an amazing value. With over 34 years of experience, Kitchen Decor has built state-of-the-art vanity sets, built-in cupboards, entertainment areas, and so much more. Visit our showroom at Harrow Road Extension, Masasa, or give us a call on 0242 4866 226709. Kitchen Decor, your experts on luxury kitchens at affordable prices.
So traditionally, we've had a lot of our sauce red. And this, okay. I want to inspire you guys, start using greens, start thinking of greens. Why green in a traditional setup? Guys, we live in Zimbabwe. Our climate is fit to grow a lot of fresh produce. And that means there should be a lot of green in our dishes. Traditionally, I don't know why we don't see a lot of it. So it's equal parts lemon juice there to oil. And then some vinegar. Okay, just a touch. Okay, we'll leave that in there, okay? We're making that rub for the fish now. Okay, sakai ndo yandugisira texture breadcrumbs. I want a crunchy outside. Fish is always nice when it's got a crispy skin, and sometimes you don't always have the time or even just, you know, the attention you need to sort of get a crispy skin there. So here's a little bit of a cheat, guys, especially in a cooking competition setup. Okay, I've got some Italian seasoning, I've got some breadcrumbs there, a little bit of some fennel, parsley actually. Parsley brings that color. I'm looking for my fennel. I had it somewhere. Oh, there we go. All right, fennel does very well on fish. It's just a tad bit of that. Toss it here. Mix that about. Okay, so be generous with the flavor. Remember, we've done very little to this fish anyway, right? So you can always go a little bit of an extra mile there when you're adding your seasoning. Okay, turn it over again, gentle again. like that right away. Got my oven going. I'm gonna put this on a grill, okay? Forget about that, okay? Some of that juice won't hurt as well. So your pantry's got these things, guys. What can we eat without garlic? Pretty much nothing. I was hoping someone said that. So I'm happy with that, okay? You'll notice what I'm gonna do again is I'm gonna blitz that away into the blender. So just some more oil there to let it sort of marry just before I put it in the blender, okay? Voila. The creaminess. So I expected better use of majanja, guys. Let's make use of these guys, okay? So I'm just gonna toss them into the pan, okay? This guy, texture, soup guys, kama sina aya, ingine kama ka that ka crunchiness, kama ka kurumira kana nkari mandiri. So use these things, guys, to develop some of these things that you want to achieve. Texture. I think I'll use this guy.
And normally when you're making a coulis, you add acid. You didn't add acid. Why? What could be the reason?
It's coming. Thanks for asking. Okay, so good question. You see me bring this out? Okay, so I'll get some acid from here. I don't want a sharp acid, okay? So I'll get some of that from my orange, okay? And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna sort of start plating this little dessert for you. Sort of add the rest of it, just for finesse. Right, color. I'm gonna add this here, so flavor time, okay? Toss in there. So I'm just adding a little bit of some of that. This always goes a long way, okay? You know. Add a little bit of some garlic flakes there.
Is there any way we can avoid using oil in some of the dishes? Because we're using oil in nearly all the dishes.
Okay. Oil does a lot in the cooking process. It helps to digest food too, all right? Do you know that they say some of the food that you eat won't digest if it weren't because you've actually used oil?
Just use less oil.
Yeah, less oil. That's the best way I can find to answer. Okay, so traditionally, we find that the sauce is put on top of the rice. Is that correct? Let's put it at the bottom today, just to create a little bit of an excitement to it. Just whack it dead in the center there. Okay, and then there you go. Dead center again. Okay, right. No, it wasn't. Let's just place it on there, all right? And not sort of cover the whole thing so that you can see a little bit of the corner there. you know, standing out to see what we've done to this thing. And it. Okay, so we've got some red peppercorns here. And that's that. If you want, you can add a little bit of some drama, and there you go. You see? Nothing hectic. I could have done this in like 45 minutes. It's just that I've been talking. And okay, so now we're saying to each other, what is traditional on this plate? Mufushko urimo namadomasi handiti mufushko nemaveji urimo handiti. Fish, Zimbabwe is one of the countries in Africa, I think, with the most water bodies, like inland. I think I don't really know how many or whatever. So fish is something that's actually been on our diets for years and years. So it's actually a traditional element too. We've just done something to make it shine. And there you go, guys. The dish is done.
Oh, today was a long day, but very helpful. You know, we learned some new techniques on how to create the simple, authentic African ways from our judge, Chef Shingi, which was very helpful.
I learned a lot. To be honest, who would think that few is more? You know, when we were cooking, we always think, okay, let me put everything. You're like getting a lot of stuff to plate and stuff, but like few is more. And I also learned about the texture. Make sure that when you're cooking, you're going for the right texture, and also like psychology, you know, relate with the person that you're gonna serve the food for. You know, think, okay, when I'm plating this plate, how is the person gonna take it? Are they gonna be excited? Are they going to want to have your dish? Or they're just gonna be like, okay, you're gonna doubt your dish. I also learned that color, you know, bring in the natural ingredients, the colors, the green, you know, it makes the dish more appealing, it makes it look more nicer, and it makes it look delicious and taste delicious. And also sauces, make sure that when you serve your meat, you serve it with sauces.
I like the rice. And the soup makes, it gives it a texture, the crunch.
Nice bite.
Yeah, it's a good combination. The fish as well, nothing is overpowering, everything is well balanced. And the sauce at the bottom, it's nice and simple and elegant. It's just beautiful.
So guys, I'm sure you've all seen that it takes very little effort to create a wow factor if you do focus on letting your ingredients shine, and the treatment of which you know, sort of helps you maintain control from start to finish. Treatment helps you maintain control from start to finish. If you treated it well, it cooks itself. The fish was 10 minutes on the pan, and more time spent doing nothing, really, right? So that is an epitome for you to see that it takes very little effort. So yeah, thank you guys for being attentive students. I hope that you guys will use some of these techniques in your cooking, and all the best going forward.